Hey everybody!
Hey guys!
Hi.
This is MaJeliv, we're the Vasquez family. I'm Matthew.
I'm Jenny.
I'm Jemmy.
I'm Jose.
And I'm Joshua.
And today we are going to be reacting to the teaser trailer of Ahsoka.
Finally?
Finally! Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. We are huge Star Wars fans. We've absolutely loved getting to watch The Mandalorian together. And that's when we got the big reveal that Ahsoka was coming back.
Yes.
And now the show has been highly anticipated since that moment, since they've kind of been setting up her arc and her story. So we're ready to jump on in to this 1-minute and 52-second teaser trailer of Ahsoka. We can't wait to see. We have some speculations as to what it could entail.
Right, it might have to do with some Star Wars Rebels stuff.
Yes.
If you haven't seen Rebels, that's alright. It's a
Definitely.
hidden gem. Go find it.
Thrawn and
If you
Ezra
want
and
to.
Sabine and who knows, man. But
Who knows?
We're gonna jump on in. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Hit that like button to let us know how excited you are, and we'd also really appreciate it. It helps what we do here on this channel. But besides that, let's get into the teaser trailer of Ahsoka. Here we go.
Something's coming.
No way, man.
My
Something
gosh.
dark.
It's like the cartoon that's so cool.
I sense it.
Oh my goodness.
Sabine!
Oh my gosh, dude.
Right away.
Oh my god! Hera! Chopper!
Oh my god.
Power.
Dude.
What's that?
What?
It's a Sith. The strings, dude.
That was
Been a
Lothal.
while. Things have changed.
Oh my goodness.
I started hearing whispers
Hey!
about Thrawn's return.
Thrawn.
Who is that?
They said
Who is
Thrawn.
that? I know, but like...
Heir to the Empire.
Oh my gosh, is
Prepare for
that...
the worst.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I know his name. They're hinting at like Dark
Died a long
Jedi.
time ago. There aren't many left.
Ezra.
Dude.
I have so many goosebumps right now.
She's so great. This is
Perhaps it is time to begin again.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh, there is so much. August.
Oh yeah. This year's August.
wow. I have so many questions.
Okay, so a couple things
Yes.
that I have to know, and we probably have to watch this again because we were yelling and getting excited. But Thrawn was originally, from what I remember, and I've read the book, and I have to read the next two. This book, the first book that Thrawn was originally introduced in was Star Wars, or at least Heir to the Empire. That was like the name of it. So I wonder how much they're probably going to bring from that, or if that was just a nod from when he was first originally kind of introduced in Star Wars Legends. But yes, Thrawn is like he's
There's
the big
no
bad.
way,
There's
man.
Hera there, Chopper,
Hera, Chopper,
Sabine.
everybody from Rebels.
Oh
Like,
my
They
god.
didn't even tease anything. They were just like, here.
Yeah.
Here's the surprise of everybody being there.
One
So-
thing
my
I loved
gosh.
about, because I know
you
obviously
have Inquisitors and everything.
Dave Filoni's
Yeah.
helping with this one.
Yeah.
One thing I loved about the episode that we knew Ahsoka was supposed to appear in, he's like, let's just cut to the chase. Let's just like, let's stop,
Yes.
you know, being so suspenseful. Like, here it is. So just enjoy it. So I'm so happy Dave Filoni does that because I'm very excited.
That was Chopper, dude. That was Chopper.
So
That's
are we gonna
not-
watch it
I
again?
know. That felt like a dream.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I have questions more than thoughts because there were some Sith or those Inquisitors.
I think-
who were they? There was a
I
young
bel-
girl and then some old dude with a cool beard.
I believe that they're probably potentially going into Dark Jedi. Yeah, like
Are these books
Grey
references?
Jedi.
Or Inquisitors.
right things that are by the color of their sabers and all that. I do feel that we may be introduced to a little bit more of how Dark Jedi work. I could be wrong. I'd love to hear your theories down below. If it is Sith, I don't know how
Bless you.
Yeah.
that wouldn't
It's
necessarily. It's okay. It wouldn't necessarily be. I don't know how canon it would be if there are Sith, and if there are, then maybe they are trying to have more, and maybe that is
Their
like.
sabers also looked a little strange. Like, not as, like, red. It looked almost a little bit orange. Like,
yeah.
it was, like, tinted. I don't know.
Exactly. So it's. I have a feeling it's not Sith. Are they gonna kind of play with that? Clearly, Ahsoka has always been very aware as to what's happening, and depending on I think the timeline of this, if this is right after when we saw her in Mando, then it's obviously before Rey, before everything else that we come to know. So is that what she's foreseeing? What exactly is she sensing is the biggest question I have. But to try to answer your question, I don't think it's Sith. Just because there's also, you know, the rule of two, there's always usually two.
Yeah.
So if that's
But
the
there
case,
was
then,
two of them.
Right. So maybe it's an attempt to, but as far as we know, it was just Palpatine. And the thing is, how do you portray this to an audience for them to understand that?
And also, like, if you haven't seen Rebels, like all of these characters, you have no idea who they are. You know,
That's a big
so
risk.
it's a big risk, but it's also a good chance because people know Ahsoka from Clone Wars, also from Mando now. So, you know, if you have a character that you know and you follow her and you go into, you know, some of the stuff that we've seen in Rebels in live action in a show, then it's a good way to introduce other people to these awesome characters that I think a lot of people haven't been able to see. Like Chopper is one annoying and very cool droid that
snappy.
the fact that we just saw Chopper is
he was
really
there in the
cool.
flesh.
Yeah, he's such
Oh
a-
my gosh.
Do you have any thoughts or questions?
No, it's just so much. Like I was remembering when we were watching Rebels, and you know, it's hard to kind of put everything together because it was like everything was thrown at us like really fast. I think for like a person who maybe hasn't met these characters, I wonder what the trailer would look like to them. I feel like they'd probably be intrigued by these cool new faces. I definitely think it's different for people who do know and recognize the live action from the cartoons. So I think regardless if you've seen it or not, I think they're going to introduce them pretty well. I don't think they'll just throw them in there expecting everyone to know who they are.
Right.
But I think for the fans who know who they are, I think this is just one of those trailers that are just so exciting because we get to see all of that. And I think the suspicions we had are true, are going to be in there. So.
And it definitely makes it a teaser too. I think showing these characters, it's like, you know, you're kind of getting this and that. It's like, whoa, what's happening? And then an official will probably help us. Okay, this is what's really going down. So
There's
a very good teaser.
There's a
It's very
sense
good
of
teaser.
mystery as well. I think going on with what you were saying, Mom. You know, even though you might not know these characters, you still have like Hera. What is she doing? She's like flying a ship with a droid, which when it comes to Star Wars, every time there's a new droid, it's exciting to meet them and to learn about them. Of course, this droid isn't new, but for a lot of people, it may be. So that's, you know, so we're and then also we don't know who these bad guys are, but they have red lightsabers and they're trying to kill Ahsoka. So
Orange.
you know, things just kind of.
yeah.
And if she says Thrawn is bad, then you know, that's.
I mean, he very much is, and he is.
Oh yeah.
At that point, he is like the next. He's trying to bring the Empire back. I mean, he has his own power. Even when you watch Rebels, or when you get to know the character, he has his own. Even though he is loyal to the Emperor, he has just like this force of his own. That if he wanted to, he totally could, you know, rule the Empire on his own.
But they'll have to explain how he survived the demise of the Empire.
Well,
and
I think
what he did to maintain some sort of authority or power or a legion of people that follow him. It's all very intriguing how they're gonna have to execute this. Really.
Thing is, they are gonna probably go through some flashbacks or to catch people up and also introduce us to Ezra, because that's the last time we saw Ezra and Thrawn. They never really confirmed that Thrawn and Ezra died. They just kind of went with those. I don't know I forgot what they're called, but we'll call them space whales for now.
Yeah.
The ones that can float.
The ones
through
that we
space
saw
and
in the
time.
first episode of Mandalorian.
Yeah, they
season
kind
3.
of got transported somewhere else, sometime else, and we don't really know. So that's what's very interesting about all this, and I think that was a Jedi temple at the beginning, or maybe a Sith, or a temple, temple.
Yeah.
And I think there's, I mean, if I'm wrong and this is completely off of the timeline, please let me know.
It's all good.
But I had a question about when we saw Rey and Kylo Ren, there was this teasing of like, not teasing, but like this concept of the darkness of the Jedi going dark. And, you know, this battle of like a group of Jedi who are now doing the right thing and the wrong thing, and people with the Force kind of going through different paths, and Luke's battle with that. So is this like an introduction to that concept, maybe? Because that's the first time we see it. And then later in the future, we see the the future of what this could become. So I don't know.
No, you're absolutely right.
What it looks like
That's a
when
great
a
question.
good Jedi has gone bad. I mean, of course,
It's the in between. It's the in between, because the reality is, like, just because you don't become a Jedi doesn't mean you're necessarily a Sith.
Right.
You know, you if you think about it, the Jedi Order and the Sith are very much, when you come down to like their code, and they are in a way a sense of a sort of religion. You know, a sort of religion, a certain code that you follow. And you know, for many years, people have like not like kind of had an unofficial. It's never been canon really, but like the idea of a gray Jedi, someone that finds themselves in between, or someone that is leaning a little bit more towards the dark. You know, so it's interesting that they're kind of bringing that to the forefront, because it is true in a galaxy now where the Jedi and Sith, because even in the sequel trilogy, like the orders don't really exist anymore.
There's no hierarchy either.
There's no,
like, it used to be Palpatine and Darth Vader, but now that they're gone, it's like what
even Yoda makes like all these, like you had the elders, the the authority, but that doesn't that's not present you know, at least not right now in this time. So I think it's great that they're kind of tackling that and kind of trying to explore that.
The music was fantastic, by the way.
Yeah.
Well,
Those strings,
really, like highlighting.
incredible.
I think it's great that they're using this character of Ahsoka to kind of introduce that concept as well, because of what happens to her in the Clone Wars. It's a pretty significant and pivotal like turn in the whole story of the whole Jedi Council and stuff like that. So she is one of those kind of more outcast. That's how it says in the trailer, outcast, rebel, Jedi. Like, you know, she's not really of the traditional Jedi Council way of being a Jedi. She's very much in between, and there's even a story of her getting her lightsabers white, right, Matthew? Isn't there like purifying
and all that,
purifying her crystals? I think it is kyber crystals.
Very good.
My Star Wars vocabulary. But yeah, so I'm excited to see what they do, especially with her because of what she's gone through, especially. So
I think that's what makes her the great character to carry in the concept of Ezra, because a lot of people haven't seen Rebels. I mean, because Rebels was marketed as a little kid show, right? So Ezra, like some of you watching this may be like, Ezra, who is that? And a lot of you will know who that is, but Ezra still comes very much as a supporting character to what Ahsoka represents and who she is, because she's one person away from Anakin, trained by Anakin Skywalker. And Ezra in Rebels has this great relationship with her. I won't reveal much in case you haven't seen it. But Ezra, sorry, this is the pollen. I walked my dog.
It's allergies.
So Ezra is, I think, one of those very great examples of this kind of floating in the in-between.
I mean, he mastered both whole, like,
correct.
He mastered both temples.
Right. So there's a lot of, I think what, this is going to sound weird because it is a Jedi Star Wars universe, but there's a lot of humanity there. There's a lot of potential to tell a story that is far more universal, even that exceeds Star Wars fans. Because if you can really do this right, then you introduce a character like Ezra, and now we're tackling a little bit more humanistic themes, you know, and that could be something pretty fresh and new, which is kind of like what we experienced at the beginning of Mandalorian, where there's like father son discovering fatherhood and actual sacrifice in that selfless kind of way. This can be that, I think, with Ezra and Ahsoka and whatever everything else that Ahsoka's gonna escort in, which Rosario Dawson, she's about to become mainstream. She looks amazing in this. She just like the epitome of a Jedi. So I'm gonna stop talking because it's gone. My voice is gone.
Pollen. Yeah, no, it's very exciting, and thank you for geeking out with us for a minute there. I mean, if we've mentioned something you guys have no clue about, or if you're like, you know, like throwing stuff at your screen because we reference things wrong and you want to correct us, let us know down below in the comments.
Get typing.
We'd love to know. We'd love to
read it,
be corrected, and just to learn and kind of get excited for this, because it is very, very exciting. And it's a great time to be a Star Wars fan. So let us know down below what you thought of this teaser, and we can't wait to connect with all of you. If you enjoyed what you saw here and you enjoyed this video, you guys can check out our Patreon down below in the link in the description, or this card up above, or by becoming a member of this channel. You guys will support what we do here on this channel. Your monthly pledge will help us to do the things that we do here, and you guys will also get perks along the way. You get exclusive uncut watch alongs, so you guys can watch reactions alongside us. You know, put up your copy of The Mandalorian, for example. Right now we're doing our Mandalorian reactions. You'll be able to watch alongside us and get an uncut version of our edited reactions that are on YouTube usually. So if it interests you, you guys can check that out. Besides that, you guys being here today means a lot to us. So thank you. Go out there, spread your light, and may the force be with you.
Yes.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.